Now on CoastTV News.
Slaughter Beach stands how town officials are using policies in place in other communities to craft its ordinance on marijuana.
Making noise. In Milford, we look at how effective the clankers are in preventing trucks from hitting the Mississippian Bridge.
It's great.
Meter money moves as Rehoboth Beach considers changes to its parking season, the pushback from the public that will be shown at a city council meeting later today.
It was a chilly weekend for Delmarva, but we start the week warmer with above normal temperatures and a dry week ahead. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Lisa Weber. It is Monday, March 10th, 2025.
Yeah, start of a new week, and we do start with calmer conditions. I think we can all get on board with that.
I think everyone was in agreement that the wind last week, it had its moment, it's done. But Bob, I think we just want more calm conditions outside. The sun is beautiful, though.
Oh, absolutely. That sun getting stronger. Of course, the day is longer and the day's lighter later now because of the clocks going ahead 1 hour. It's a cool start out there this morning. 35 in Salisbury and Delmar, 37 in Redden. Waking up to 40 in Milton right now. Ocean City at 44, 43 in Bethany Beach. And the winds coming in out of the west-southwest. A light breeze right now. Nothing strong like we saw over the weekend and last week as we're looking at mostly clear skies. Some high clouds working their way in from the south right now, and that'll be the case really much of the day with a mix of sun and clouds. We've got high pressure over the top of us, but there's rain across the deep south and the southeast, but high pressure will protect us and keep this system to our south, but some of the clouds from the system floating our way today. So Futurecast has us clear and cold early, and then some of those high clouds floating through as we go through the day, and a nice warm up by noon, already well into the 50s inland, but lagging at the coast because of the cold water with 40s and 50s. You're stuck in the 50s there today with lower 60s in Millsboro, Delmar, and Georgetown, and some of those clouds from time to time as we go through the evening hours. A pretty smooth ferry ride up to Cape May. Light winds today, but make sure you bundle up. Clear skies early on, temperatures in the 40s, a few more clouds later on, and then looking at temperatures in the lower 50s later this morning.
All right, thank you, Bob. Our top story this morning, you could see another Delmarva community take the next step in regulating marijuana. Tonight, the Slaughter Beach Town Council scheduled to review an ordinance on weed, and this one, it's looking very similar to another ordinance in another city. According to town officials, they're attempting to mirror Milford's marijuana zoning ordinance. Right now, Milford only allows for the sale of medical marijuana. It was back in January, Milford City Council approved an ordinance that bans recreational sales of pot.
And here's where other towns on Delmarva stand. Georgetown, Milton, Millsboro, Ocean City, South Bethany, and Rehoboth Beach have banned retail marijuana completely. Lewis has been considering regulations to allow it, though.
Getting a live look now at the scene from the boardwalk in Rehoboth Beach. Pretty quiet there right now. Last year, the nation's summer capital raked in over $10.5 million from parking fees. And happening today, city officials are considering ways to bring in even more money from parking. Mayor Stan Mills and the city council scheduled to review recommendations from a parking study. Now, most people responding to a questionnaire, they were against increasing parking season. If Rehoboth Beach did, in fact, go with a new season that would start May 1st and end October 31st, a majority of people did not want enforcement of parking permits in non-metered areas. That's some sentiment shared by CoastTV by one business owner in the city.
I think it feels like the city council may be a little out of touch as far as considering the seasonality of the area and the business owners and what we expect and rely on.
And another idea floated was just to turn off the parking meters back on, and that would be around the Sea Witch Festival.
And happening today in Lewis, city officials are again discussing and could act on the Overfall Preserve. The proposed 90 townhomes with amenities would be off of Savannah Road at Old Warrington property. The city could set a public hearing date in the future at this meeting.
Also in Lewis, city officials will tackle a big topic that is being looked at by several coastal communities, rental tax. The Lewis City Council could possibly schedule a public hearing on two proposed tax ordinance. The gross receipts rental tax, that could impose a 5.5% tax on short-term rentals. A lodging tax would come in at 2%.
If you've driven in Milford recently, specifically on South Rehoboth Boulevard, you've probably seen bright orange boat buoys hanging in the air. The DELDOT system called clankers are supposed to prevent drivers from hitting the bridges by making a loud noise to warn them. This is at the Mississippian River Bridge in Milford, and DELDOT says this system has been successful for almost 2 months.
I think it's wonderful. If it saves an accident, and that bridge was out, it was so inconvenient for the Milford people. I think it's wonderful. If it saves somebody from hitting the bridge, it's great.
And the almost 100-year-old bridge has been hit more than 7 times over the past 10 years, and some of those have caused it to close for months on end.
They're going to stay in Milford for this next story. Milford is where a proposed $8.5 million bond issuance will be debated at a public hearing. Town officials say the money would go towards water utility infrastructure, improvements, and other capital projects. If this is all approved, repayment would come primarily from water impact fees. Also, tax revenues would be another source. A special election is set for Saturday, April 26, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that is at the Milford Public Works building.
Happening today, 2 Sussex County communities will gather to discuss its budgets. In Lewis, officials could approve the budget for fiscal year 2026, which begins on April 1st. And in Georgetown, officials will present their budget for fiscal year 2026 as well.
In Fenwick Island, there could be action taken on traffic flow for upcoming holidays. This would also have an effect on the summer season. Town's Emergency Management Committee is expected to take this up at this afternoon's meeting. We're going to go live now to Washington, D.C., where we start a week dealing with tariffs, the potential of, and stop me if you've heard this one before, also there's the potential of a government shutdown. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick confirms 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. That goes into effect on Wednesday.
Also, as NBC's Alice Barr shows us, President Trump is urging his party to support a bill that would avoid a government shutdown.
2 big deadlines this week as more tariffs are set to take effect on Wednesday before Congress must pass a government funding bill by Friday or face a government shutdown.
Could happen.
President Trump acknowledging the risk while voicing confidence in a short-term funding bill House Speaker Mike Johnson aims to bring for a vote tomorrow. It includes an increase in defense spending with cuts in other areas, but faces Republican criticism already.
The CR is terrible on defense and the border.
Even if the slim GOP majority can carry the bill through the House, it would require yes votes from some Senate Democrats, outraged over potential cuts to health care and food assistance and over DOGE cuts they argue strip away congressional authority.
Until I see some assurances that whatever we pass next week is going to ensure that the money is spent the way Congress intends, I'm going to withhold my vote until I see that.
That as President Trump was asked in a Fox News interview whether he expects a recession this year.
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big.
His Commerce Secretary more clear-cut.
There's going to be no recession in America.
Both defending the administration's tariff policy with a new 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports into the U.S. set to kick in this week.
I think the tariffs are going to be the greatest thing we've ever done as a country.
The president arguing his sweeping tariff plans will bring back lost American factories and jobs long term as U.S. businesses and consumers brace for short-term pain. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started in this hour of CoastTV News today.
Yeah, coming up, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. The festivities already kicking off for one Delmarva community, and we also have what you need to know about the other celebrations taking place this upcoming weekend.
Also, Wendy's Frosty Refresh will tell you how the fast food chain is revamping its signature drink.
But first, Laurel schools closed, why the district says students can sleep in. All that and more as CoastTV News Today continues.
Come out to the Delaware Seafood Fest at Shellville on Saturday, September 20th. Enjoy steamed crabs, shrimp, lobster, and more while enjoying live music all day. Plus, have fun with a variety of family entertainment such as craft vendors, raffles, contests, and more. Proceeds from this event will go to support the Stevenson Foundation, which provides funding for scholarships and more. Get your tickets now at DelawareSeafoodFestival.com. Sponsored by CoastTV.
Ready to cross the finish line without breaking a sweat? Join Women Supporting Women for the Quick Finisher 0.0 Unrun on Saturday, April 26th from 11 to 2 at Brew River in Salisbury. No training required. Step across the start-finish line and then celebrate with great food, drinks, music, and raffles. Your registration includes a custom race bib, sticker, and a delicious buffet, all for a great cause. It's the easiest race you'll ever finish. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers.
On August 1st of 1924, my great-grandfather, Samuel E. Shockley, met in Willards with a small group of men to determine the advisability of opening a bank in Willards, Maryland.
Put yourself in their shoes. A train comes through town, there's horses and buggies, and the only way that they could allocate capital through this area of Wicomico County was to build a bank. It's an audacious goal.
They wanted to build a bank that could be used by the common man. So they met in the summer of 1924, and then by January they were ready to open the doors of the bank.
It's really rewarding to hear the stories of a customer who comes in and says, you know, your grandfather gave me my first loan.
Banking will always be about people. It will not be about machines, computers, cell phones. So as we move forward into the future of the Farmers Bank of Willards, we always have to remember that people come first.
6:11 on our Monday morning. Bay Health Cam in Milford, 40 degrees, light wind, so it's chilly, but not especially cold. A little colder in Delmarva, 35 in Salisbury, maybe scraping a little frost inland. Not at the coast, with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Calm winds, inland areas, a little bit of a breeze at the coast, and we have some high clouds floating in from the south. We have high pressure, and that will protect us for today and keep us dry, but some clouds moving in as there's rain across the southeast, but this system will miss us to the south today. If you're headed to your favorite coffee hangout this morning, I'm always going extra large. I know it's no suspense in this. Add a little bit of cream for me, please. Maybe you take sugar. 64, looking at dry and mild conditions today inland, but much cooler at the coast.
Thank you, Bob. Happening today, if your child is enrolled in the Laurel School District, well, they get to sleep in. According to the district, there will be no classes today for students, and this is for a professional learning day for staff.
New this morning, Milford is looking ahead and celebrating its teachers, and they're asking people in the school district for their input. 2026 Teacher of the Year nominations now open, and a form can be found on the Milford School District Facebook page. School officials say you can nominate any teacher that has made a difference through dedication, innovation, and passion.
America's economy added 151,000 jobs in February as employment growth rebounded. That number came in below 160,000 jobs economists were expecting, and the unemployment rate ticked up to 4.1% from 4% the month prior.
This next one hits close to home. The iconic Wendy's Frosty about to get a makeover. Fast food chain announced that in the coming months they will be rolling out new ways to customize that sweet treat. After decades of only offering two flavors, chocolate and vanilla, you now will have the option to add in various sauces with Frosty Swirls, or, Bob, get this, you can choose from a variety of mix-ins with Frosty Fusions. This is a big one, Bob. I think this is a big game changer.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I'm a chocolate guy, and I'm sticking to the chocolate Frosty. And we have a later sunrise now due to the time change. Sunrise 7:19, seeing some glimpses of daylight on the Tullen Razor Cam. 43, and we have a chance to warm up this week. A bit cooler in midweek and then milder into the week. Looking dry the next several days. I'll have your full forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Coast TV News can be heard on Coast Country.
Looks like the Millers got some new furniture. And the Garcias? What? The Tippleworths? Orange Days.
Orange Days, only at Ashley in tax-free Delmar and Millsboro, Delaware.
When choosing a granite countertop, choose one for real life and beauty. No matter what life throws at them, they'll look beautiful forever. Ancient Art Stone invites you to discover the affordability of granite and upgrade your home to the beautiful works of art from Ancient Art Stone. Centrally located in Milford, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva to make your dreams a reality. Visit us and allow our devoted professionals to craft, fabricate, and install a superior finished product that will transform your home into a work of art.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Looks like the Millers got some new furniture. And the Garcias? What? The Tippleworths? Orange Days.
Orange Days, only at Ashley in tax-free Delmar and Millsboro, Delaware.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Time is 6:16, and we're getting a live look at the Roosevelt Inlet and Lewis. Hints, maybe a little hints of the sunrise out there in the distance or the Atlantic Ocean. Bob, set your alarm early Friday morning. If people get up when you and I get up,
right.
They might see something really cool.
Yeah. Our alarms are already set for Friday morning, Matt. It's everybody else that has to get up early for this special spectacle. It's a full moon and eclipse coming up on Friday. Yeah, that's right. This is the worm moon, named after the earthworms that emerge from the thawing soil. Pretty cool. Coinciding with a total lunar eclipse. Here's how it's going to play out. We're looking at 109 as the partial eclipse begins, and then total eclipse around 226. You see how that moon takes on kind of an orange reddish shade. It maxes out at 258, and then by 331, it's pretty much ending with the partial eclipse at 447. The next total lunar eclipse in the U.S. visible will be March 3rd of next year. So let's hope it's nice and clear Friday morning for that cool eclipse. This morning it's cool, it's chilly, and it's clear. 35 in Salisbury, 34 at Delmar, 42 in Rehoboth and Bethany Beach, Ocean City 44. It's calm inland, so that's where we could have a little frost this morning. Otherwise, a little bit of a breeze at the coast. Those winds really calming down today, not as ferocious as they have been. Feels like temperatures in the 30s and 40s. We're mainly clear in Delaware, but some high clouds moving in through Salisbury into Maryland, southern tip of Delmarva. We have high pressure keeping us dry, but these clouds are in association with the storm to our south. You see how the clouds are fanning out and moving through Virginia and headed our way. We're watching low pressure across the southeast. They got a lot of rain from Alabama to Mississippi, Atlanta, Georgia, and South Carolina. But this system will be scooting to the east. We have high pressure protecting us, so we're only going to see the clouds from this system today while it's clear around this area of low pressure. And we're clear for the most part. Farther north you go this morning. Farther south, we'll start to get into some of those clouds, mid to high level clouds, and by noon we're into the mid 50s away from the coast, but at the beach is much chillier with 40s and 50s. You're only in the 50s there, while inland we're in the lower 60s from Salisbury to Georgetown, and some of those high clouds from time to time. And this evening we're into the 40s and 50s, and then another chilly night, but I think we're staying above freezing tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 30s and then 40s, and then by noon 50s to around 60 inland areas. Cooler at the beaches, and then a big warm up inland, 66 in Millsboro. Later in the day, 64 in Salisbury, but cooler 40s and 50s at the coast. We'll have this backdoor cold front on Wednesday with a chillier northeast flow, and out ahead of it, a southwest flow. Just exactly where that warm front lands is kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it's going to cool off Wednesday. And then that front turns around as a warm front later into the week, and that will introduce warmer air Friday and into the weekend. But right now, we're looking at variable winds today, and then that onshore wind keeping you cooler at the beaches, and then more of a northeast wind as we go later tomorrow. Then our next chance of rain comes later Sunday, maybe some heavier rain Sunday night into Monday, but until then we're staying pretty dry. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, mild today, 64, and even warmer Tuesday. That's the nicest day of the week, 67. Then that cool down Wednesday to a high of only 56. We'll have to see where that front lays and where we see that change between warm and cold. 61 Thursday, Friday 64. 64. And then for the weekend, dry Saturday, 67. Then that rain chance, showers increasing Sunday and a high around 70.
Thank you, Bob. We have developing news in Delmar. The fire department there responded to a crash Sunday night. This happened around 9 p.m. on St. George's Road. Air transportation was actually had to be used for one patient, and Delaware State Police say they will continue to determine what caused this crash.
Happening now in Selbyville, police are searching for a man who assaulted a woman on Sunday. According to police, Joshua Kazitsky poured a drink on a woman at a McDonald's and verbally assaulted her. Officials say Kazitsky left on bicycle, and they are now asking the public for any information on his location.
We are learning that 2 Sussex County men are now facing felony drug charges after being arrested by Delaware State Police. This is after a traffic stop turned into a chase this past Thursday. Here's what state police are saying. Troopers attempted to stop a Ford Mustang on Route 24, but the driver sped away. The car ended up crashing into a tree. Jerome Johnson of Rehoboth Beach and Troy Sanders of Bridgeville, they ran away after the crash. They were later caught. State police search uncovered just over 3 grams of heroin and 11 grams of crack cocaine. Johnson was jailed on a $35,000 cash bond. Sanders received a $6,800 secured bond.
Up next on Coast TV News Today, celebrating St. Patrick's Day, we'll give you a look into how Milton took to the streets on Sunday to honor the holiday. Coast TV News Today, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Sports Network updates can be heard on Big 107.7.
Be a part of the ultimate outdoor experience at the DSN Outdoors Expo. Join us Friday, April 25th from 3 to 8 and Saturday, April 26th from 10 to 4 at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Showcase your products and services to thousands of potential customers. Increase your brand awareness and reach a large audience at the DSN Outdoors Expo. For more information and to apply as a vendor today, visit WBOCEvents.com.
Transform your outdoor space with Tide Pool Construction on Delmarva, your neighborhood contractor. Serving Salisbury, Ocean Pines, and Ocean City, our composite decks offer durability, customizability, and no maintenance. Upgrade your home now with our new high-quality screened-in porches. Don't wait. Act now and purchase any deck to receive a free outdoor heater.
At Tide Pool Construction, quality and community is our foundation. Let's build something great together.
Most patients would like to avoid eye drops, but for glaucoma patients, those drops can be the difference between normal vision and significant vision loss. At Chesapeake Eye Center, we strive to protect our patients' vision, even if it requires daily eye drops. Thankfully, there's another alternative, an advanced laser called SLT. This painless laser can be performed in the office in minutes and decrease pressure for years. Many of our patients have had this laser and no longer use drops.
For more information about Chesapeake Eye, click Delmarva Experts.
Victory isn't just the finish line, it's the fire that drives us. Seizing opportunities, rising to challenges, and never backing down. At the Delmarva Sports Network, we celebrate the wins, big and small. We honor the hustle, the heart, and the heroes. Because DSN is where local teams become legends. It's where champions shine, and every victory inspires the next. Delmarva Sports Network, local teams, big dreams.
In case you missed it, Milton took to the streets on Sunday to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And before the parade began, it was the 12th annual 5K run. And after the run, thousands gathered to celebrate St. Patrick's Day parade. And at the parade, there were marching bands, classic cars and tractors, and all businesses were dressed in green. This all raised funds for the Milton Fire Department, Chamber of Commerce, and the Community Foundation. And events are happening all across Delmarva. Dewey Beach's Starboard hosts its opening weekend party March 13th through the 16th, while Crooked Hammock Brewery in Lewis features live music starting March 15th. Chickatigue's Shamrock Search, it's hard to say, begins March 14th, inviting visitors to solve riddles and win prizes. Ocean City's St. Patrick's Day Parade, the largest in Maryland, marches down a coastal highway March 15th at noon. And Rehoboth Beach and Ocean City will offer St. Patrick's Day specials, including Irish food, drinks, and entertainment on March 17th. There's plenty of ways to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and of course, you have to wear green. And the sun is now setting later, which is a good sign, Max. That means summer is coming soon.
That is good to hear, but as
Yeah.
Bob pointed out, it means sunrise just a
Yeah.
little later, especially in these early
You win
days
some,
after the
you
clock
lose
change.
some.
Yeah, everything shifts. You know, sunrise is 7:19 now, and sunsets shortly after 7 p.m., but we're staying light now till about 7:45. Just a sign that summer's not that far away. Assateague and Chincoteague today at the beaches. You're going to be cooler today, starting out in the 40s, but that water temperature is still cold, so air temperatures only in the low 50s later on. For Fenwick Island, you're starting out in the 40s and then upper 50s, a little more in the way of clouds this afternoon. Ocean City, a little cooler for you with temperatures in the mid 50s, but then by 5 o'clock, cooling to 51. Waves around 1 to 2 feet, and with those light winds, things are calming down. About 1 foot waves on the Bayside the next 3 days. Well, we're looking at 2 mild days for Cambridge today and tomorrow. 67 tomorrow, but then 56 on Wednesday with that backdoor cold front. And then Crisfield, 58 today, 60 on Tuesday, then 57 on Wednesday. So a pretty quiet work week ahead and a dry one as well. Much more on your work week forecast coming up in the next half hour.
After the break on Coast TV News today, Lewis Looks at Pond will tell you about the efforts to fight erosion at one body of water in the city.
Rehoboth Beach parking proposal the ideas commissioners are considering that could bring in more money for the nation's summer capital.
And coming up, Delmarva moves on marijuana. We'll show you the latest community to discuss the hot topic on the peninsula. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Clap if you love your shell house. Grace sold us our house in Marsh Island. It was just like instant, we're gonna be friends. We couldn't be happier. We instantly clicked from the second we saw our lot to having each other at our son's birthday parties. It's so comforting to have someone help you through something that can be super overwhelming. Shell is happiness and Shell's home. And Shell is friends. It's friends. I was gonna say that.
In your home, every drop of water matters. It's not just H2O, it's health and home comfort. At FHFERP, we take your plumbing personally. For just $29, let us be your home's water experts. We'll scrutinize every pipe to ensure reliability and purity right from the tap. Because we believe water is the lifeblood of your home, we're adding a free water quality test, ensuring your water is as clean and as safe as possible.
Call FHFERP. FHFERP.com.
Change. It can be so chaotic, especially for seniors. But what is life like without change? Boring, dull, predictable, and even difficult for some seniors. Change can trigger progress, growth, flexibility, happiness, regardless of your age. Are you ready for change? If you're a senior living in Sussex County, Delaware, and need a little help, call me. If you're a senior living in Sussex County and would like to help another senior, call me. I'm Amy McDermott with Seniors Helping Seniors.
March Mania is here. Enter your 64-team college basketball picks. Win $350 in Wawa gift cards for the top 3 brackets. Go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com to pre-register. The DSN Bracket Challenge, sponsored by Wawa.
Coming up, Drew's breaking down the news with Valerie Bertinelli.
I love this place. All right, here we go.
Are Katy Perry and Gayle King really going to space?
It's so scary.
Monday at noon on Coast TV.
Now on Coast TV News.
Marijuana policy mirror as Slaughter Beach takes the next step in regulating marijuana, why its policy could look very similar to another Sussex County community.
Pond Protection Plan. We look at the effort in Lewis in dealing with erosion damage to Blockhouse Pond.
Bridge bangers. Why this DelDOT system in Milford is being called a success.
It was a chilly weekend for Delmarva, but we start the week warmer with above normal temperatures and a dry week ahead. Details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
March 10th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, time is 6:29. We're approaching 6:30 on this Monday. We're in March Madness.
We
and
are.
There's a lot of basketball. So I want to give a shout out. Lewis's Abby Hearn, Cape Grad, named the MVP of the Pennsylvania Athletic Conference Women's Tournament. Monster weekend in leading Kutztown to the championship.
Well, congratulations to her. Unfortunately, I mean, Rutgers won yesterday, but it's not looking too good for us going further. What about you?
I'm hoping for the NIT for the Nittany Lions men's basketball team.
All right, well, maybe Bob has some better news for us. But Bob, it's getting a little bit warmer this week, which is definitely something to be excited for.
Absolutely, and good morning, guys. That is better news. We're dealing with lighter winds. Those winds were howling last week into this past weekend. Not as strong this weekend, but they're really going to calm down today. It's chilly out there this morning. 35 in Salisbury, 34 in Delmar, maybe scraping a little frost inland areas. Not so at the coast. 42 Rehoboth, 42 in Bethany Beach right now. Winds are calm inland areas. A little bit of a breeze at the coast, so that could be knocking your feels like temperature down a little bit. Feels like 39 in Bethany Beach and 30s and low 40s elsewhere. So the wind's really not a factor. Looking at mostly clear skies across Sussex County right now. There are some clouds moving in from the south. We have those mid to high level clouds moving in from south to north. Now we have high pressure over the top of us, but these clouds actually fanning out from a storm across the southeast. That's where it's rainy across the deep south, but we have high pressure and that will protect us today. Maybe just a few clouds floating in from time to time, and Futurecast showing some of those clouds coming in from the south. 8:30 we're in the 30s and 40s, but by 12:30 into the mid to upper 50s. Inland areas still dealing with some of those clouds, some sun as well, and chillier at the beaches with highs only, I think, into the 50s there with the cold water. But inland areas, 62 in Millsboro, through Seaford and Delmar as well. And not too bad as we go into the evening hours with seasonable temperatures. Here's our drive cast. I gave you the green light for the morning commute. Dry and cool and good visibility. Also the green light for the PM commute. Looking at dry and mild conditions.
Thank you, Bob. And our top story this half hour, Slaughter Beach is taking the next step in regulating marijuana. It is on the agenda of tonight's town council meeting. And here's what we know what town officials are going to be looking at. It'll be creating an ordinance that matches their neighbor to the west, Milford. And 2 months ago, Milford approved a ban on recreational sales, though medical marijuana is allowed there.
Happening today, Rehoboth Beach officials are considering ways to bring in even more money from parking. Mayor Stan Mills and the City Council are scheduled to review recommendations from a parking study. Most people responding to a questionnaire, they were against increasing parking season. If Rehoboth Beach went with a new season that would start May 1st and end October 31st, a majority of people voting in this questionnaire did not want the enforcement of parking permits in non-metered areas. Another idea being floated was just to turn the parking meters back on around the Sea Witch Festival.
Tonight in Lewis, the effort to limit erosion to the Blockhouse Pond. That pond is located near Beebe Hospital. Mayor Andrew Williams and the City Council could take action on a plan, and here's what that pond is looking like. You can see some of the edges have gotten steep and jagged, and city officials are saying there are 3 ideas on the table of how to possibly fix it. These include building a wall along the edge, replacing riprap and stones along the shore, or building a living wall, a natural layer that would protect the shoreline. If a decision is made tonight, city leaders say a study would be needed before any design is implemented.
New this morning in Bridgeville, we're learning about several key topics that are expected to be reviewed at Monday's commission meeting, and this includes the swearing in of District 1 Commissioner Nadine Bravo, and also on tonight's agenda, proposed changes at Heritage Shores and an ordinance on International Building and Residential Code.
If you've driven in Milford recently, specifically on South Rehoboth Boulevard, you've probably seen bright orange boat buoys hanging in the air. The DelDOT system, called Clankers, has been in the works for almost 2 months on the Mississippian River Bridge, with the aim of preventing trucks that are too tall from hitting it.
As CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us, people in the community are enjoying the unique sound that is part of this system.
Stop now or bang. That bang is what just happened again at the Cash Mill Road Bridge in Newark. These bright orange boat buoys, called clankers, are supposed to prevent drivers from hitting bridges by making a loud noise. And for the Mississippian River Bridge in Milford, DelDOT says it's been working, with no drivers hitting the bridge since the clankers were installed 2 months ago. Frank Helwig thinks it's a good idea.
Some of it's driver education too, but it's the more warnings you have, I think the better, definitely.
The almost 100-year-old bridge has been hit more than 7 times over the past 10 years, and some of those have caused it to be closed for months on end. Joyce Glenn remembers the most recent closure.
It was so inconvenient for the Milford people. I think it's wonderful. If it saves somebody from hitting the bridge, it's great.
The clankers are doing their job, DelDOT says, but it's that human element they can't quite control. In Milford, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Happening today, we're going to stay in Milford for this one. Officials are discussing a proposed $8.5 million bond issuance. This will be at a public hearing. According to the agenda, the money would be used for water utility infrastructure improvements and other capital projects. If this is approved, repayment would come primarily from water impact fees and tax revenues as a secondary source. Special election for this is set for Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That will be held at the Milford Public Works Building.
2 Sussex County communities have meetings to discuss their budgets. In Lewis, officials could approve the budget for fiscal year 2026, which begins April 1st. In Georgetown, officials will present their budgets for fiscal year 2026 as well.
Also in Sussex County, officials are meeting. We're talking about the Board of Adjustment and the Board of Assessment. The Assessment Board, they're going to review a property in Bethany Beach, another one in Rehoboth Beach. That takes place at 10:30. The Board of Adjustment meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m.
Also, officials meeting in Delmar and Berlin. Delmar officials say they will gather for a utility commission meeting, and that will take place at 6:30 p.m. According to the agenda in Berlin, officials will hold a town council meeting, and that is scheduled to take place at 6 p.m.
New this morning, a positive case of the measles been confirmed in a Maryland person who recently traveled internationally. This is being confirmed by the Maryland Department of Health and Howard County health officials. Those officials would not give any other details about the patient except this, that the people may have been exposed the evening of Wednesday, March 5th at Washington's Dulles International Airport.
We are now taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol in tariff turmoil as some American trade partners are cracking down on U.S. exports. Starting today, American farmers face new retaliatory tariffs on many products they send to China. The measures include an extra 15% tariff on chicken, wheat, corn, and cotton, and a 10% on items including beef and soybeans. Some American farmers say they're worried escalating trade tensions could make it harder for them to sell their products abroad.
Everything we produce far exceeds what the domestic market could handle.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says duties on steel and aluminum imports are set to start Wednesday. He acknowledges some prices might rise in the U.S., but Trump says any pain would be short term.
Got a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, plane crash problem. We'll tell you about the ongoing investigation into a small plane crash in Pennsylvania on Sunday. And DelDOT delivers on changes. We'll tell you when you can learn about upcoming changes for DART set to take place in the springtime.
Also at the buzzer, the thrilling ending to the Delaware Unified Basketball State Championship game as Indian River brings home a title. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital, expert care every day.
Over 50 years ago, JD Asphalt was built on strong family values and a commitment to quality. For 3 generations, we've stayed true to those principles, delivering friendly service and fast premium results that's built to last. Growing up, my dad showed me what it takes to be the best. And now I'm passing the same knowledge on to my kids, ensuring our commitment to quality lives on. JD Asphalt, quality paving, family owned and trusted for over 50 years.
The hammers are smashing, the glasses are raising, and the fun times await at Bushel Sports Bar and Grill in Lewis. Explore our selection of off-season entrees and mouth-watering signature sandwiches that are sure to satisfy any palate. Relax and enjoy local craft brews and specialty cocktails watching your favorite sports team, or compete with your friends at some 8-ball. And indulge yourself with year-round all-you-can-eat crabs served by the bucketful and seasoned to perfection. For good vibes with a friendly atmosphere, visit Bushel's on Coastal Highway today.
6:39 on this beautiful Monday morning. It's chilly out there. Blue skies, a few clouds on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. 39 right now. Sun's up at 7:19. It's in the mid-30s in Salisbury and Delmar. Maybe a little bit of frost there. Otherwise, we're looking at 40s from Seaford out towards the coast. As we're looking at calm winds inland areas, a bit of a breeze at the coast right now. As we're looking at mostly clear skies, a few more clouds to the south. We'll be in and out of those clouds as we go through the day, but high pressure will keep us high and dry. There's a system across the southeast with lots of rain there, but high pressure will keep this system off to our south. Here's our checklist for today. Don't need the umbrella, need the heavy jacket. Make sure you have that windbreaker at the coast. It's going to be colder there. Sun's getting stronger. Make sure you have your sunscreen. A warm beverage is a great idea, and have the shades as well. Umbrella winner today is Ken Bernard from Seaford. Congratulations to him from Coast TV and Paul Davis.
Thank you, Bob. Happening today, Delta has announced a 3-month southbound lane closure on Muncie Branch Road in Rehoboth Beach. This section is on your screen right now, and it's between Wolf Neck Road and Field Lane, which will close the construction for a shared use path and drainage improvements, and work is expected to continue through early May. Also, this could impact your daily commute. According to Milford Today, contractors will continue with the water line installation. This means crews will be working on the South Church Street, Maple Avenue, and Northwest 4th Street. And the city of Salisbury says repaving will happen in the Fitzwater area, including 1st Street, 2nd Street, Pearl Street, and surrounding roads today. You can see that area on your screen right now. The city says that project is expected to be done on the 15th if everything goes according to schedule.
And now for the latest installment of Ovechkin Watch. 19 games remain in the regular season for the first-place Capitals heading into Sunday's home game against Seattle. Alex Ovechkin remained 10 goals away from breaking the long-held mark of career goals that was held by Wayne Gretzky. Caps trailed in this one, 1-0 after one. So here we are, early second. Martin Faravari blasts it past Seattle's Charlie Lindgren, and it is a 1-1 hockey game. We go late third, tied at 2. John Carlson, the blast, and Connor McMichael, the tip-in. Capitals back in front 3-2. So Seattle goes with the extra attacker to try to even things up. And here is Ovechkin, and there is career goal 886. 18 games remaining now in the season. The Great 8 is 9 away from breaking the Great 1's record. Caps get the Sunday afternoon win 4-2 over Seattle. We're going to stay in the district. Delaware's men's basketball team attempting to make their final Coastal Athletic Conference season a memorable one. Quarterfinal action Sunday against William & Mary. And we're going to go late first half of this one. Macon Emery wide open, top of the key for 3, and he knocks it down. The Blue Hens tie this one at 43. And then moments later, Isaiah Pasha, he gets the hoop and harm. Delaware goes up 45-44 early in the second. Here's the Tribe's Keller Boothby. He knocks that one down from distance. Hens down 56-54, and then we go on a Delaware 13-1 run. John Camden with the 3 of his own. Delaware goes up 3. The Hens, get this, they outscored the Tribe 53-29 in the second half, capped off with this Pasha dunk. The Hens, they hang 100, and they advance to the CAA semifinals with a date tonight against top seed Towson. Check out this at the Bob in Newark. Delaware Unified Basketball State Championship game. Indian River's Trey Hill, the putback. This is at the buzzer. And the Indians defeat Cesar Rodney to win the title. Congratulations to the Indians in bringing home some hardware to Sussex County. Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, 8 p.m., Salisbury Stakes, professional soccer take on United Elite. And then catch a recap of all of tonight's action on the final score at 10:30.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's a look at what's coming up this afternoon at 4 on Coast Life.
We know Mondays are hard, but here on Delmarva, you've got some coast life to brighten up your Monday. Here's what's coming up today on the show. Because it's Monday, we've got some jokes.
Plus, we're going to put a quarter in the Wayback Machine and take a look at history in Ocean Pines.
And we know that things can be very overstimulating. A lot of anxiety going on in the world. We're going to treat you to some sound therapy later on the show. That's all coming up today at 4 o'clock on Coast Life.
And a beautiful sunrise in progress over Delaware Bay on the Tullin Razor Cam. The weather station getting a bit of a workout with the breeze and looking at gorgeous conditions out there. We're finally going to calm the winds down. It's a warm start to the week, a bit cooler midweek, and then a milder end to the weekend, looking dry the next several days. I'll have your full forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app today.
It's battle time.
Another seal!
Every time! With superstar mentors and a war of words.
Should I do some poetry?
No, please don't. The Voice, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
I've been refining my practice for many years now.
He's a serial killer with a God complex. He's keeping his victims alive. The question is why?
It's time. The Hunting Party, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Come out to the Delaware Seafood Fest at Shellville on Saturday, September 20th. Enjoy steamed crabs, shrimp, lobster, and more while enjoying live music all day. Plus, have fun with a variety of family entertainment such as craft vendors, raffles, contests, and more. Proceeds from this event will go to support the Stevenson Foundation, which provides funding for scholarships and more. Get your tickets now at DelawareSeafoodFestival.com. Sponsored by CoastTV.
The weather is brought to you by Royal Plus. In disaster's wake, there's only one call to make.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make: Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
The time is now 6:47, and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning. And Bob, I think everyone just needs to, that is a beautiful sunrise first. But I'm going to say I think everyone needs to get outside today, because last week people were trying to be outside and they were struggling with the wind. Yeah.
Well, with the wind and the cold, Elisa, and both are giving us a break. We're going to start to warm things up, and the winds are going to back off as well. Here's the storyline. We're starting our Monday milder away from the coast. At the beaches, we're near that cold ocean water, so you'll be in the 50s for the most part, but lower 60s inland, as we'll see sun and clouds, and then midweek will be dry. There is a backdoor cold front sliding through. Last week I was hoping for 70 on Wednesday. I don't know, it's looking more like 50s and 60s, but it will be rain free, and I still think we're looking at above average temperatures. And right now it's cold out there, maybe a little bit of frost around Delmarva and Salisbury with temperatures in the low to mid 30s. 41 in Georgetown now, 44 in Ocean City, Bethany Beach and Rehoboth both at 42 degrees. Winds are calm inland areas, a bit of a breeze at the coast, so that could be knocking your feels like temperature down a little bit, but it feels like, well, basically mid to upper 30s, close to 40 degrees right now. As we're seeing some clouds moving in from the south, mid to high level clouds, nothing in the way of precipitation as we have high pressure that's protecting us. That will keep us dry today, but some of these clouds will be floating in from time to time as we are watching a system to our south. We've got rain across across the deep south, also towards the Gulf Coast and into the southeast as well, Georgia and South Carolina. But this system will be sliding to the east as high pressure will suppress it to the south. We'll see some of the clouds floating up today, but that's about it. Around the storm, it's clear all the way from the Ohio Valley into the Central Plains. So we're in good shape weather-wise. Here's Futurecast this morning. Here's 7 a.m. Mid to upper 30s, still on the chilly side. Then we're in the 40s mid-morning. We're going to see more of those clouds floating in from the south, so a mix of sun and clouds today. By noon, we're into the mid to upper 50s away from the coast, but at the coast, 40s and 50s. I don't think you get out of the 40s along the coast. In fact, some places might be stuck in the 40s there. Inland areas, lower 60s from Salisbury up to Georgetown, 62 in Millsboro, 57 in Lewis. And then as we go through the evening hours, we're cooling back into the 40s. By midnight, upper 30s. And by tomorrow morning, I think we're above freezing. Still chilly with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, and then a much bigger warm up as we go into Tuesday. By afternoon, into the mid 60s away from the coast, but chillier at the beaches. As we're looking at this backdoor cold front sliding through Wednesday, that will temporarily cool us off. And then that front turns around as a warm front the end of the week, and that will warm us back into the 60s, maybe close to 70 degrees by the upcoming weekend. As we'll see those winds pretty much variable today with an onshore wind keeping you cooler at the beaches, but these winds a lot lighter than they have been. And it looks like our next chance of rain comes in later Sunday. So the balance of the weekend is dry, but we will be looking at rain building in Sunday evening. Some of that could be heavy into Sunday night and pretty windy as well. But until then, pretty dry, smooth sailing. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 64 today. Tuesday, sunshine, 67. There's that cool down Wednesday behind that front, 56, and then warming up through the 60s towards the end of the week. Weekend, well, increasing clouds Saturday, 67. Then that rain chance on Sunday and a high around 70.
Developing news in Pennsylvania, officials will continue to investigate what led to a small plane crash in southern Pennsylvania. The crash happened Sunday afternoon, and police say multiple people were injured. The Beechcraft Bonanza went down in a parking lot at a retirement community in Manheim Township shortly after takeoff from Lancaster Airport and burst into flames. Officials confirmed that 5 people on board that plane were transported to local hospitals.
Only the 5 that were on the aircraft where the injured individuals have been transported to local hospitals. We did have multiple vehicles catch on fire due to the aircraft. We are now transitioning to a recovery and an investigation phase.
Right now, there is no word on the conditions of those who were injured.
New this morning, if you rely on public transportation in Delaware, listen up to this one. DART is working on updating people about upcoming service changes. This will be in the form of workshops across the state. Changes are set to go into effect in May. In Rehoboth Beach, you can attend the workshop at the public library. That one is scheduled for March 18th at 2 p.m.
The city of Salisbury has announced the launch of a new platform called Zen City. This software is designed to enhance decision-making and public trust. Officials hope Zen City will better analyze public input, project management, and make data-driven decisions that reflect the needs and the priorities of the community. And the time is now 6:51, so we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day, we got this very sweet-looking girl, appears to be attached to her mom. On your screen, we have Miss Mia. As you can see, she loves her mom and lying in bed. Mia was submitted to us by her family in Millsboro.
And of course, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
And that is where the QR code is, so you can scan that to get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Sunrise in about a half hour and a beautiful start to the day. Beautiful clouds, a beautiful red color on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. And we're looking at a chance to warm up this week, or a good chunk of the week. A bit of a cool down as we head into the midweek time period, then milder for the end of the week. Looking dry the next several days. Some rain chances by Sunday. I'll have your 10-day forecast taking us through St. Patrick's Day coming up next. Stay tuned.
Coaches make a difference for their athletes and communities, and we want to honor them.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and donate $500 to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an additional donation to their program.
The coach can be from any sport at any level up to and including high school.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
Delmarva Sports Network's Coach Who Makes a Difference. Sponsored by Preston Automotive Group.
Looking to transform your mobile home? Trust Delaware Mobile Home Repair. From skirting and siding to more, our experienced crew handles all your renovation needs. Unlike others, we specialize in manufactured homes, understanding their unique needs, saving you from future costly repairs. Need a fresh look? Our team specializes in stunning interior remodels to complete makeovers tailored to your style. Visit our new showroom on Route 24 by Love Creek for all your mobile home needs, or visit our website to request a free estimate from Delaware Mobile Home Repair. Are you expecting a child or you're the parents of a child up to 5 years old? First Wave Families is here to help you. Through partnership with Maryland Family Network, we offer resources for parents with childcare. All programs are 100% free. That's right, 100% free. We offer parenting classes, mental health workshops, social activities for parents and children, life coaching, and so much more. Located on the campus of Coastal Community Church in Berlin, Maryland. Visit our website to sign up today, www.firstwavefamilies.org.
Join America's favorite game.
You never know what's going to happen.
For the I can't believe it. And always for the unexpected.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
That's not it, but thank you. Are you ready?
Monday at 7 on CoastTV.
Are you ready to play?
Yes, finally.
Are you ready for it? Step up to the podium and grab your buzzer.
Ain't no party like a Jeopardy party.
Monday at 7:30 on CoastTV.
It is 6:55, and here are the things you need to know before you go. Happening tonight, we could see another Delmarva community take the next step in regulating marijuana. The Slaughter Beach Town Council is scheduled to review an ordinance on weed, and this one is looking very similar to another ordinance in another city, and that is Milford.
Fenwick Island officials could act on traffic flow for upcoming holidays. It's important. It's also ahead of the busy summer season. According to the town agenda, people can go to the Emergency Management Committee meeting that is scheduled for 1 p.m.
And happening today in Lewis, city officials are once again discussing and could act on the Overfall Preserve. The proposed 90 townhomes with amenities would be off of Savannah Road at the old Warrington property. The city could set a public hearing date in the future at this meeting. And ahead of St. Patrick's Day next week, Krispy Kreme has released a fun collection of donuts.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing this story here. They come in a green St. Patrick's Day inspired box. Look at that right there.
And the treats include a glazed, hand-decorated like leprechaun, an original glazed donut dipped in green icing and sprinkles topped with a rainbow, a donut filled with original cream with a shamrock sprinkle blend.
And an original glazed donut dipped in green icing and topped with a sprinkle blend. These donuts are available for a limited time. Limited time, Elisa and Bob.
I hear that. Well, it is 6:56. We're going to check in with my fellow Irish person, Bob Trahey.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Irish, you have to stick together. And I'm sure those donuts are sugar-free, right? Yeah, not so much. We're looking at a calmer day, a chilly start with temperatures in the upper 30s and then warming through the 50s into the 60s inland areas. Keep that jacket handy at the coast. It's going to be cooler 50s there. I'm going around 64. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Tuesday is the warmest day with sunshine, 67. Then that front cools us off Wednesday, 56. 60s to end the week. It's drier in the weekend, 50-50. Dry Saturday, 67. Then showers Sunday, 70. I think the rain gets out of here for St. Patrick's Day, but it's cooler 59 and looking pretty quiet as we head into early next week.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News Midday at 11.
And till then, have a great Monday morning, everybody.